All right, guys, what's going on? Justin from 79th Productions. Today, we're going to be getting some work done on the red car. We got to prep this thing and get it ready for Import Alliance. I'm going to be driving down to Atlanta this weekend, so I got about a day and a half to get a lot of work done, and we're going to get to that. But before we do that, guys, I am going to be doing a giveaway with Max Peeting Rods. Now, me and Max Peeting Rods already talked about doing a giveaway before, and now we're going to do it. And guys, the rules are real simple. You don't have to buy anything. You don't have to do anything. All you have to do is go follow me, 79 Productions, and Max Peeting Rods on Instagram. And when we post it, all you got to do is leave a like and a comment on the post, and you're already entered for the giveaway. They're going to randomly pick a winner, and it's as simple as that. And what they're going to be giving away is $500 worth of Max Peeting Rods parts. So whatever you pick, whoever wins, you're going to get the option to pick what you want from their website. It's going to be a giveaway, and I'll give more details on Instagram, but super simple. Kind of wanted to get together and do something for my subscribers, and one of you guys is going to be a lucky winner for that giveaway. But yeah, we're going to get onto this thing. I got a lot of work to do to get it ready for Import Alliance, and we're going to get to that now. All right, guys, so what we're going to do on this side, we're going to put the camber kit on the front, and we're going to lower it a little bit. If you guys can see, this wheel's poking out a lot, so we want to lean it in a little bit, and that's what the camber kit's for. So I'm going to go ahead and pull this tire off and get to work. All right, guys, so here's the camber kit from Max Peeting Rods, and these things look great, guys. I used them in the past. They work great. So in order to do this, I'm gonna have to take off this whole coilover assembly. I'm gonna have to take off the coilover, this suspension fork, and to do that, I'm just gonna go ahead and loosen these two bolts, come down here, loosen this suspension fork bolt, and I'm gonna drop the coilovers out. I also gotta take off this upper control arm bolt. Yeah, I gotta take that off, and we're gonna go ahead and pull this assembly out. All right, guys, so now we got all this stuff loose, and we're gonna just go ahead and pull this suspension out. Sometimes it's a bit of a challenge, but you know, when you got coilovers on already, it's lower than the factory one, so it comes out so much easier. We just gotta lift the control arm up and maneuver them out the way, and that's gonna be it. It's gonna be really easy. Well, let me just try to get it out this way. Got them off. And I'm just gonna push the suspension down, and it would be a lot easier with another set of hands, but this is not hard at all because the coilovers are already so much lower than the factory suspension. All right, guys, so we got the coilover off, and we're getting ready to put the camber kit on. But before we do that, in order to take off the upper control arm, we have to take off these two 17mm bolts right here, and then that thing will just drop down. We're just gonna go ahead and take off these two bolts, and then this is just gonna fall right down. I'm gonna hold on to it, and now that those bolts are off, it just falls down, and we'll pull it out, and that's it. Super easy. All right, guys, so here's the upper control arm, and we're gonna go ahead. We need to take this off in order to put it on the new camber kit. And what you want to do, guys, is kind of want to move this around and check if your suspension in there, your bushings in there are good. That way, if they're not, you can go ahead and replace it before you put it on the new one. So we're gonna go ahead and take this off. This is 14mm bolts. Yeah, we'll go ahead and take these off and set these down so I could do the other side. Here we go. Now this is not hard to do at all, but when you're doing this stuff, guys, make sure, if this is your first time doing this, make sure you pay attention to where everything goes. That way you don't lose anything and you put it back on the right way. When you're doing this stuff, common sense goes a long way. And that's going to be it. And we'll just go ahead and slide this up out of there. And we could go ahead and put this, on the new suspension, on the new camber kit. Alright guys, so here's the camber kit next to the factory upper control arm. And guys, I needed this because it is adjustable. I need to adjust the camber. Now I'm running these wide 15x8 with a 20 offset wheel. So if I lower the car the way I want it to, you see I got a lot more room for adjustment in that coilover. But if I lowered it the way I wanted to, it would make, since the wheels are so wide, it would make contact with that fender. Now, running these camber kits, it's gonna allow me to adjust the camber in, and this is great for me to have. Now, if you guys lowered your car and are running stock suspensions, you're running stock style wheels or something that fits better than mine, you would still kind of want these to adjust your camber. That way you can do an alignment and your tires won't bald out as fast. Now me, I'm not worried about that because I like the look of these, so we're just gonna go ahead and throw them on and lower the car a little bit more and get this thing going. Alright guys, so we're just gonna set this in now, and you might have to spread it out a little bit, but this one kind of drops in just fine. And we'll put these bolts back in. We'll put these bolts back in, and then we'll tighten these things up, and they're ready to go in the car. This is super easy, guys. Now, when we tighten it up, we're gonna kind of position them the way that they're gonna go on the car, and we'll go ahead and tighten these things up so we can put them back on now. Alright guys, so we got this all assembled, and what I'm gonna do now, I also tighten these down, made sure they're tight. So I'm gonna go ahead and put them on, and we're just gonna come under and gonna install them exactly the same way they came off, and they'll come through these two bolt holes and slide them up into place. There we go. And I'm just gonna hold that top one. They're sitting there, and I'm just gonna put these bolts on and hand tighten them, and we'll come back and tighten this up when I got the rest of the suspension all sorted out. Alright guys, so I got the camber kit on, and I'm about to install the coilover again. And guys, I want to tell you something. When you're adjusting these, make sure you adjust them from here. From the factory, Max Pedon Rods preloads these. They're already preloaded, so you don't want to mess with this. Now, whenever I adjust them, I already loosen this up, but I want to go down probably about 1/2 inch to 1 inch. So I'm just gonna spin this up, and then I'm gonna turn the damper to the height that I want it to. Now, and I can stick my finger in here, and I still can go about another 1.5 inches lower if I wanted to, but we're just gonna set this right here for now, and if I need to lower it again, I will loosen them up and adjust them from right here again. That way, if you lower it from here, you mess with the preload, you'll have leaks and stuff like that. To do it right, always adjust it from here. It takes a little more work, but running these coilovers I've used Max Pedon rods for about 8 years, and I've never had any of their coilovers leaking on me. I've never had any struts bust or anything, and one of the reasons is because I adjust them from here. I do not mess with the preload. Now, a lot of guys, I see them trying to bottom out the coilover, trying to raise this up and put this all the way up. When you do that, that's how you have leaks. That's how you mess this up, and we don't want to do that. So we're just adjusting it from right here, and I'm gonna go ahead and put these on the car now. Putting this coilover in the exact same way it came off. We're just gonna slide it here. We gotta push the suspension down. Kind of wish I had someone here to stand on this, but it'll be all right. Gonna get this thing done. Lift up the camber kit, slide it in there, and guys, this is super. I tell you, it's a lot more easy. It's a lot more easy when you already have the coilovers adjusted, and you know, with the stock suspension, you gotta kind of fight to get them off and on. But with coilovers, it's so much lower, so you could just push down a little bit and it comes right in. And that's it. We're gonna tighten everything up on the bottom. We're gonna tighten this up and we're good to go. So we got all of this on now, guys, and we're just gonna go ahead and set that in there. Doing this with one hand and holding the camera, so you know, we'll just hand tighten all of these while I get the rest of the suspension on. We'll hand tighten them, and we'll come back and we'll tighten them down after I get everything on. All right, guys, so now we're just gonna go ahead and tighten up this camber kit bolt, and we'll tighten up the bolts on top, and we're done. Alright guys, so we're done on the bottom, and now we just need to tighten up these 4 nuts up here. There's 2 15mm and 2 17, and we're gonna go ahead and hit these things down. Alright guys, so we got the camber kit on, we got the coilovers back on. I'm super excited about this. We're gonna go ahead and put the wheel on now and see how it looks. Alright guys, so got the camber kit on, coilovers lower. Looks like we're gonna have to go a little bit lower, and we're gonna have to bring the camber in some more. So alright guys, so I loosened these Allen head bolts up top, and what I'm gonna do now, I'm just gonna go ahead and hit it and move it in. And now that I got it in, I'll go ahead and tighten that up, tighten these bolts up, and we'll put the tire back on and see how it's sitting. All right, guys, so I got that camber kit adjusted and I'm super excited about this thing. It's leaning in, it's clearing the fender a lot more. I'm excited about this. Now that we got that all situated, I just got to play with the height of the coilovers a little bit more to get it kind of sitting where I want it to, but we're gonna go ahead and move on. I need to clean the car up. I need to get the front bumper on, clean that up. I'm not sure if I'm gonna have time to paint the valve cover, but I got a lot to do. I wanna put some Plasta Dip on that to clean that up. And I got a set of stock tail lights, guys. When at night when I'm driving and the tail lights are on, you could barely see those. So we got a lot to do. I'm super excited about this, guys. Got the camber kit on and we're gonna keep moving and try to get as much done as we can. Big shout out to Max Pedon Rods for sending out the coilovers and the camber kit. That's gonna help this car ride a lot better. And we're gonna go ahead and start cleaning up and putting the bumper on and doing some more prep work just so we can get this thing ready to go to Import Alliance. All right, guys, so before we put the bumper on, I'm gonna go ahead and swap these headlights out. My buddy gave me some LED headlights, and these ones, the factory ones, only the high beams work. Well, one of them, the high beam works, the other one, the low beam works. So I'm just gonna go ahead and swap these out for these LED lights, and we'll go ahead and put those on. All right, guys, so I thought you had to unscrew these, but you can actually just push that down and it comes up, and that was super easy. I was getting ready to take those screws off, but we can just go ahead and pull that light out now. And these new ones are just gonna plug in same way. So I'm gonna go ahead and plug that in and then put it in the housing. All right, guys, so we got that back in and it's on there, and we're just gonna place this boot on there. This one's a little bit bigger than the factory one, so you know, we'll figure something out here, but it's on, and we could go ahead and start putting the bumper on now that I got the headlights on. Putting this bumper on. I only got 2 of these screws. I mean, it'll hold on, but you know, I need 5 of them, but I guess I just gotta go to the junkyard, find some. But this is all right for now. 2 will hold it in, and we're gonna go ahead and set the side ones on, and we're done. All right, guys, so we got this bumper on. This thing is looking so much better. I was trying to paint the valve cover. I don't know if I'm gonna have enough time. We'll see, because I only got a couple of hours tomorrow that I can work on it, but this thing is coming along. I mean, I need to clean it, and right now the sun's going down, but for the most part, we got this thing back together. Got the headlights in. I'm going to clean it up tomorrow and hopefully we could get a little more stuff done. I need to change the tail lights. I'm probably gonna try to do that right now, but we'll see how far I get tonight, and we're gonna probably end up wrapping it up here. But this thing is looking good. All right guys, so got these headlights on, and these are just the regular headlights. These are not the high beams. These things are way better than the old ones. I mean, there's no comparison. These are LEDs and the old lights are original headlights, and these things, I'm just going to be able to see a lot better on the road. Even, I want to say this right here is probably better than the old high beams, or just about the same. So this was a good upgrade. All right guys, it's time to give this thing a wash and clean it up before we get ready to hit the road. I want to plaster dip the wheels. I don't know if I'm gonna have time for that, but I mean, I'm gonna try to get done what I can. But first we're gonna wash it, clean the wheels, and see how long it takes to dry, and then we'll try to shoot some plastic dip on the window moldings and the wheels. So we're gonna go ahead and get to cleaning this thing now. All right guys, so we got this thing all cleaned up and it is looking great. Now I washed the wheels, gave them a good scrub. We're gonna let this thing dry off, and then once it's dry, I'll let it sit here for about an hour. I'll come back, plaster dip those side moldings, and try to plaster dip the wheels. Hopefully the wheels are dry. They always got a little bit of water running out of them, so hopefully they're dry. We're gonna wipe them down again and try to get this thing as clean as possible, and we're almost there. Guys, so we got the wheels off the car. I cleaned the car, cleaned the wheels, got the wheels set up over there. I'm about to plaster dip them. This kind of sucks because there's already a bunch of pollen on the car, but whatever, it is what it is. We'll just wipe them down real quick and plaster dip them, and we should be good to go. Just gonna use some index cards to cover up the tires. That way when we spray the Plasta Dip, it doesn't get all over. It doesn't get all over the tires. It's kind of windy out here. Hopefully it doesn't push the cards up, but we'll see. If anything, I'll just use some tape. All right guys, so we got these things Plasta dipped. They look as good as they're gonna get. I just wiped them down. I washed them on the car, just wiped them down now, trying to get a little pollen off of them, but there's so much stuff blowing around here. This is as good as it's gonna get. Right now, I'm gonna go ahead and do some tire lettering. This one's all taken off. So we're gonna go ahead and do some white tire lettering. All right guys, so we got these things Plasta dipped, we got the tire lettering done, and these things are good to go back on the car. I'm gonna hurry up and knock this out, get them on the car. I'm running out of time, running out of daylight, and I need to get this thing done, leaving early in the morning, so I'm gonna go ahead and throw these on the car right now. All right guys, we got the wheels on, and this thing is looking clean. It's looking great. Got a bunch of pollen on it, but that's all right. Tomorrow morning we'll go clean it up before we pull in. But yeah, this thing looks great. I still need to do these moldings. All right guys, so we got this thing done for the most part. Plasta dipped the wheels, did the tire letters. I Plasta dipped the trim, cleaned the car up. Guys, I've been working on this car for 2 days now, today and yesterday. Me and my buddy Jesse got the fans, everything situated. We did that. We got everything running right, and today I wanted to spend time cleaning it up and everything because it's been sitting under this tree for a while and I haven't washed this thing in like a year. So we got it done for the most part. I'm super excited about this. Gonna be driving to Import Alliance tomorrow morning, 5 a.m. I'm gonna edit this video tonight. So I'll see you guys out there, whoever's going there. But yeah, I still got a little bit more to go, but I'm gonna wrap this video up here. Man, it's been a long day, long 2 days, but I was able to get a lot done, and I'm gonna be going to Import Alliance. So like I said, I'll see you guys there. Now guys, for the giveaway, follow me, 79th Productions, Max Peating Rods on Instagram, both of us on Instagram. You're gonna have to like and comment, and it's a $500 worth of parts giveaway from Max Peating Rods. So whoever wins that, guys, you should be able to have a little bit of fun with your car. Me personally, from Max Peating Rods, I like the coilovers or the turbo kit. You can't go wrong with it. I like it, you know. But that's gonna be it, guys. Follow both of us, get in on this giveaway, and I'm gonna wrap this video up here. It's been a long day. I gotta get up tomorrow morning 4 a.m. to get ready to leave at 5 a.m. to get to Import Alliance by 8 o'clock, and it's gonna be a drive. So I'm gonna go ahead and get to that, and we're gonna wrap it up here. Thank you for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. Follow me on Instagram and Facebook at 79th Productions, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. God bless you guys.